Hi everybody, today we're going to talk about getting started on your research paper. First, let's discuss what a research paper is. It helps to understand first, I think, what it's not. A research paper is not a report, it's not a regurgitation of information. That means you don't just read a bunch of stuff and tell us what it said. You don't just summarize what you read. Instead, you have to read sources and synthesize information from them and use that information to support your own viewpoints. So the sources help us shape what we think and make our own arguments. I have 2 A-level papers from former students to share with you that I'll post on Blackboard that can help if you really still don't feel like you know what a research paper is. It's not that big of a departure from what we've already been doing. Assignment requirements. First, be sure that you've reviewed the assignment handout. I've posted it a couple different times. A research paper for our class is just going to be 5 to 7 pages long. That does not include the works cited page. This is actually a relatively short research paper compared to others. You will follow MLA format in how the page is set up with the heading, headers, margins, etc., as you've been doing for all your papers. And you'll also set your sources according to MLA format in the text of your essay and on your works cited page. You will be writing either an argumentative or problem solution essay. We'll talk more about this later, but essentially an argumentative essay is an essay in which you state your viewpoint on a controversial issue and support that and try to be persuasive. A problem solution essay is where you've identified a problem that disturbs you and you're going to investigate its causes, effects, and possible ways to solve that problem. You'll need to use at least 5 credible academic sources. You're welcome to use Fast Food Nation. It's just not going to count as one of the 5. The 5 sources need to be things that you found on your own. One needs to be a book, either the old-fashioned paper kind or an ebook, and 1 article from the library databases, which I think you'll probably have more than 1 article. And when I'm looking for good sources, make sure they're sources of substance, not just half a page. We are looking for things that really delve deeply into your topic. You'll be submitting to turnitin.com, and remember this is worth 30% of your course grade. It's an assignment that requires quite a bit of work, and it's our culminating assignment, in which we bring together all of the skills you've been learning throughout the term. So, where you should be soon. You should have your research completed very soon, and hopefully you've watched my lecture on that, using the library databases, the SNAP system to find books and media, using Google Scholar, and you also can conduct field research, and that means you could conduct a personal interview. If you know someone who is an expert in your topic, write up some formal questions and interview them. Either record the interview with their permission, do it over email, or write their answers down so that you can incorporate that information in your paper. Make sure you choose someone who's an expert and will really be able to contribute to your topic. For example, a former student wrote about sustainable cattle raising, and so he went and interviewed some of the people at 5 Dot Ranch in Napa that practice sustainable cattle raising, and it really added to his paper. You'll need to evaluate your sources and select them. Comp class talks in detail about how to evaluate sources. Make sure that they are credible, scholarly, useful sources, and choose the ones you think you're going to use. And then you've got to read them, become an expert on your topic. I've asked you to get a book, but I don't expect you to read the whole thing. You can look through the table of contents or the index and find the best information. Documentaries are also really useful sources, by the way. What's next? You'll want to take notes from your sources, which is covered in the Bedford Researcher, and I'm going to talk about it in just a moment. You'll need to do a lot of brainstorming to get a good focus for your topic. You'll need to make an outline and write a rough draft. And we'll move beyond that soon.